as the movie unfolded, especially in the third act, I was kind of blown away. And what I actually got was the most sophisticated zombie story I've ever seen, I think.
I was not
Okay,
expecting
so
that.
I mean that's a strong statement. Why do you feel that way?
Zombie stories are about death, right? They are about the world dying. Like the idea of death is very prevalent and also irreversible death in the sense of like this is not like the world is ending. It's not just a crisis, not just a bad day. It's not just a danger. Like the world is over, right? Like that is ultimately kind of the thematic underpinning of the zombie genre, right? And 28 Days Later took a slightly different tack where they said, this is a crisis, this is bad, this is causing the collapse of a society, but it's limited. The zombies are not taking over. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? 28 Weeks didn't really do anything with that. It was like a jumbled mess a little bit. And what 28 Years does is it shows life among death, right? So people are living in this world dominated by death. It is about moving forward, and it is about adaptation, and it's about being at peace with the cycle of death. And there's a number of different ways in which this happens, which is we have Spike, right, who is learning to live in this world, right? The entire first act is about him learning the lessons he needs to learn to survive, right? And surviving means living, and living means killing. That is the first lesson he learns, right? Kill anything that isn't your tribe, right? And then you might live. Then we've got the dying mother, right? So she is dying from something that would have been curable had she not lived in this world, right? If she had lived in our time, in our world, she would have been diagnosed, and she would have gotten treatment, and she would have had pretty decent chances of living. But she's condemned to this slow and agonizing death because she lives in this zombie world, right? And then we've got pregnant zombies who are giving birth to uninfected humans, which means they have not only found a way. So one of the big questions I had was 28 Days Later makes a very big point about how the zombies are not sustainable, right? They cannot feed themselves. They will eventually run out of food, and then they will die, and then it's over. And before watching this movie, I was very apprehensive about this being hand-waved away, right? And I think it is a little bit of a retcon. Like we get a number of different scenes where we see how the zombies are feeding. I think that's still a hand-wavy retcon that's still saying you just forget about that part, which is a bit of a shame because I thought it was really interesting about the first movie. But anyway, it's okay. Like this is how you explain a stable population of infected people. But we see that they can become pregnant, and then they give birth to uninfected humans, and that means life. That means hope. That means it's not all over, right? The zombies are not actually fully taking over. Humanity is still around. And then the entire third act is about grief and letting go and being at peace with death, right? And creating a duality between mortality and love. When the doctor says, memento mori, remember you have to die. Memento amori, remember you have to love. And those are two sides of the same coin. And the entire ending is Spike learning to let go and say goodbye to his mother, who has been dying his entire life. And now she's finally at peace and he is at peace. And that is how the movie ends. Spike has come full circle, embracing death and life at the same time and viewing them as two different sides of the same coin that are both necessary to life. I think that is sophisticated.